You are listening to the End I Quote podcast, brought to you by Coterie Insurance.
Hey, Steve, thanks for sitting down with me.
Of course.
I want you to first introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do here at Coterie.
Sure. So I'm Steve Barnard. I am the principal AI engineer here at Coterie Insurance, and I work on pretty much everything that deals with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and getting that into production and helping Coterie make use of it.
Awesome. So no pressure.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, Steve, just thinking about insurance in itself, it's notorious for its complexity. So what problem is Coterie, with using AI trying to solve for agents and brokers? And then how do we, translate that to our end policyholders and make their life easy?
Typically, getting data for insurance policies has been a difficult task. Doing that at speed, retaining accuracy, and making sure it's actually useful, that's traditionally been a pretty hard problem to solve. And we've been using artificial intelligence and machine learning to get that data to the agents faster so that they can make the proper decisions that they need to for their customers. And in turn, that leads to better policies, better products, better endorsements for customers.
That's awesome. And definitely I think really changing the game, right, in the industry that has not had a ton of change in some time. So that's awesome. So thinking about and building, Coterie AI, what has been the biggest challenge, whether it's, the data, the regulation, or the trust? What has that been like for you?
Yeah, definitely the ever evolving space. New models are coming out. Compliance is just getting formed. New laws occurring, state by state, throughout the world, in the EU, North America, everything's changing. So trying to make sure that we're on top of compliance and following things like the NIST framework and, whatever we do, we want to hold ourselves to the highest standard. Maintaining that level of trust while still trying to be innovative, that's been a really tough task, but I think we're doing it really well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it shows the dedication to really being credible in our usage of AI. So that's awesome. And some people, they fear that it'll replace human judgment when it comes to insurance. So how do you ensure that AI augments rather than replaces people?
Absolutely. And that's a 100%, rational idea to think that. But in everything that we do, we heavily focus on things called human in the loop or human on the loop. Having subject matter experts weigh in at basically every step of the process, whether that's a relatively automated process that has those experts taking a look, or it's, using that tool to augment what the end user is doing. That's where we find the most value. It's not in replacing people. It's in making the amazing people do what they do better.
That's incredible. I love that take on it. That's awesome. And then how does Coterie, how do we lay, the groundwork with AI for our broader strategy?
Sure. So one of the biggest things that we do is making sure we talk and communicate with all of our different departments. So it's not me telling folks what we're doing. It's me asking folks, what problems do you have? What keeps you up at night? And knowing where AI is appropriate, where it fits in with those frameworks and compliance, and where it still fits in with augmenting what people do rather than replacing what people do. I think communication is the absolute biggest thing. Talking with folks, clarifying things, and then truly building solutions for their problems.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. It's truly pulling back the cover to see what is the problem that you're trying to solve, and then making sure that, like you said, you're using the AI appropriately. So makes a lot of sense. Cool. All right. So let's think about the future a little bit. I know you like to think about the future. So the future of tech and insurance, what does that look like? And how is Coterie leading that shift?
Absolutely. I always think of Coterie being one step ahead, and my job is to try and figure out what's two steps ahead.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk of what's called agenic AI. There's the usage of LLMs, and then there's still the integration of our traditional machine learning and making sure that as we grow, that none of that falls behind. We're really heavily looking into agentic AI to help out with things related to underwriting, customer service, just doing traditional data science work as well to make sure that we know everything about our business so we can give customers the best experience.
Well, that's incredible. And it's very exciting. It's we're on the cusp of some really, really cool things.
Thank you for listening to the End I Quote podcast, brought to you by Coterie Insurance. Coterie is making small business insurance effortless. Learn more about Coterie Insurance by visiting our website, located in the show notes.